Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most interesting activation functions in deep learning, the Swish activation function. If you've been wondering whether you should switch from ReLU to something more powerful, this video is for you. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what Swish is, why Google created it, and when you should use it in your own neural networks. So let's get started. Before we jump into Swish, let's quickly recap what activation functions do. Think of activation functions as the decision makers in neural networks. They take the weighted sum of inputs and decide how much of that signal should pass through to the next layer. Without activation functions, our neural networks would just be fancy linear regression models. For years, ReLU has been the king of activation functions. It's simple, fast, and solves the vanishing gradient problem. But here's the thing. ReLU has some issues. It's not smooth, it completely kills negative values, and sometimes leads to dead neurons. This is where Swish comes in. Swish is an activation function developed by Google researchers in 2017. The formula is beautifully simple. F of x equals x times sigmoid of beta x. Let me break this down. We're multiplying the input x by the sigmoid of beta times x. When beta equals 1, it becomes x times sigmoid of x, which is the most common form. What makes this special is that it combines the best of both worlds, the simplicity of multiplication with the smoothness of sigmoid. It's like ReLU's smoother, more sophisticated cousin. Let's see what Swish actually looks like compared to other activation functions. Notice how ReLU has that sharp corner at 0? Swish eliminates that with a smooth curve. Unlike ReLU, Swish allows small negative values to pass through, which can help preserve information. This smoothness is mathematically important because it means Swish is differentiable everywhere. No more zero gradients at negative values. Here's something cool. By adjusting the beta parameter, you can control how ReLU-like or linear-like Swish becomes. It's like having a tunable activation function. Google researchers weren't just trying to create another activation function. They had specific problems to solve. Problem 1. ReLU's non-smoothness can cause optimization difficulties in very deep networks. Problem 2. The hard zero boundary in ReLU can lead to information loss. Problem 3. Many activation functions require extensive hyperparameter tuning. Their approach was brilliant. Use automated search to find better activation functions, and Swish emerged as the winner. It consistently outperformed ReLU across multiple tasks and architectures. Let's dive into the math for a moment. Don't worry, I'll keep it intuitive. The derivative of Swish is f prime of x equals sigmoid of x plus x times sigmoid of x times 1 minus sigmoid of x. This derivative has some fascinating properties. Unlike ReLU, which has a derivative of 0 or 1, Swish has a smooth, continuous derivative that can help gradients flow better during backpropagation. This smoother gradient flow is especially beneficial in very deep networks where gradient vanishing can be a problem. Let's talk about why Swish is gaining popularity. Advantage 1. Smoothness. No sharp corners means better optimization landscapes. Advantage 2. Non-monotonic. It can decrease before increasing, providing more modeling flexibility. Advantage 3. Self-gated. The multiplication acts like a gating mechanism, similar to what we see in LSTMs. Advantage 4. Better performance. Consistently shows improvements over ReLU in many tasks. Advantage 5. Simple implementation. Just a few lines of code to implement. Now, let's be honest about the downsides. Computational cost. Swish requires computing both the sigmoid function and a multiplication, making it slightly more expensive than ReLU. Memory usage. The sigmoid computation requires more memory during both forward and backward passes. Not always better.
For simpler tasks or smaller networks, the improvement might not justify the extra cost. Less studied. We have decades of research on ReLU, but Swish is relatively new. Let's do a direct comparison between Swish and ReLU. Formula. ReLU is max 0, x. Simple but harsh. Swish is x times sigmoid of beta x. Smooth and sophisticated. Smoothness. ReLU has that problematic discontinuity at 0. Swish is differentiable everywhere. Negative values. ReLU zeros everything negative. Swish allows small negative outputs. Computational cost. ReLU is extremely efficient. Swish is slightly more expensive. Best use cases. ReLU for general simple tasks. Swish for deep complex networks. You might be wondering, who's actually using Swish in practice? Google uses Swish in many of their computer vision models, especially in efficient net architectures. Image classification? Swish has shown particularly good results in vision tasks. Natural language processing? Some transformer models have experimented with Swish variants. Object detection? Models like Efficient Det use Swish as their primary activation function. In Google's experiments, Swish improved top 1 accuracy by 0.6 to 0.9% on ImageNet, which might not sound like much, but in the world of deep learning, that's significant. Now, let's get our hands dirty with some code. I'll show you how to implement Swish in both PyTorch and TensorFlow. Here's how you implement Swish in PyTorch. Notice how I made beta a parameter? You can tune this for your specific use case. And here's the TensorFlow/Keras version. Pro tip, TensorFlow 2.4 Plus has Swish built in as Swish activation. Let's look at some concrete numbers from research papers. In the original Google paper, Swish consistently outperformed ReLU across multiple architectures. Mobile-sized models, 0.9% improvement in top 1 accuracy. Desktop-sized models, 0.6% improvement. Inception ResNet v2 achieved new state-of-the-art results. What's interesting is that Swish often shows faster convergence during training while achieving better final accuracy. Recent research has also explored variants like Swish1, eSwish, and other modifications that push performance even further. So when should you use Swish? Here's my recommendation. Use Swish when you're working with deep networks, greater than 10 layers. You're doing computer vision tasks. You have sufficient computational resources. You're looking to squeeze out extra performance. You're working with architectures like Efficient Net. Stick with ReLU when you're building simple, shallow networks. Computational efficiency is critical. You're working on resource-constrained devices, or you're just getting started with deep learning. Key takeaways. Swish is smoother and more flexible than ReLU. It provides consistent improvements in deep networks. The computational overhead is usually worth it for complex tasks. It's easy to implement and experiment with. And that's everything you need to know about the Swish activation function. I hope this deep dive was helpful and gives you the confidence to experiment with Swish in your own projects. If you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep learning content. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. I'd love to hear about your experiences with Swish. Drop a comment below and let me know if you've tried it in your projects. Check out other related videos on activation functions and neural network optimization techniques. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.